Hello, hello. It is 12:51 p.m. Central Time on Friday, August 8th. And so this is just my recap for my trading day. And so if you remember from my morning review, my thinking was, and I guess if we just kind of go back and replay the bar at the open. So my thinking was, since we're in this uptrend and already green, if we open um, close to the previous day close, I think we'll continue upward. And I was looking for shorts in this level if it got there quickly. So this was the pre-market, um, previous day pre-market high, and then there was this key level that I marked, and also this key level that I marked yesterday, and that also represented, I think, yesterday's high, like the previous day high. And so I was thinking shorting up there potentially if it got there quickly. But at the open, I was thinking we're probably just going to continue this green trend here. Um, and so how the trading day actually panned out was, and I guess I can kind of zoom out here. So we opened, kind of pushed up strong, retraced. When we closed that small gap, I mean, in hindsight, this was a great entry, especially because we were still above this EMA, the 21. But I bought on this kind of break up, and then just kind of rode it to as we broke the high, because at this point, this line here that you see represents um, the previous pre-market high. And so I thought, okay, like we could sweep that in reverse, but if we break through it strong, then we'll probably continue upward. So as I was thinking that, you see this big green candle on the 1 minute, and I'm just like, well, shit. And so I bought the next one at the open, and kind of rode that up to the close of that candle, took it out. And I think at this point, I was looking at this level, which was the pre-market high of yesterday. And so I was like, well, maybe we could reverse. And so I started getting kind of short bias here. And then this was previous day high. And so I was thinking, okay, maybe we're going to fail. Um, and so I got in early. I started small because, ultimately my like really wrong stop was if we break and stay above previous day high, it's like, okay, you're completely wrong. You need to get out. And I entered shorts. I started small. I had plans to add. And I did take heat. And after in hindsight, I was like, man, it was under the HMA, so it was technically in my system. But I mean, the EMA cloud was super strong, and like the HMA cloud didn't even turn red yet. And so I was like, well, I got in early, kind of saw that. And then when we swept the previous high in this key level that I marked, and also the yellow one that I marked yesterday, we swept that. I said, okay, well, that's it. And so I added heavy here, and then I put the stop over the high. Then we broke down, and I took out here at this kind of breakdown point, and that's when I hit my daily profit trigger. I was done for the day. In hindsight, I started early on this short. I think like around here would have been a good short, like kind of shorting on the highs here when this turns red as it kind of goes under. But again, in hindsight, this sweep of the previous day high was obviously the good short. That was a nice little move there. And then you can kind of see now as prices trading for the rest of this day, it's just kind of hanging out here in this previous day high, this key level that I marked. There's some good shorts here. Like this is a good short as we kind of test this key level, broke down here, and it's like, okay, like this would have been a nice short. It didn't follow through. And so it would have been a good scalp. And in here, I probably would have tried to take it along here. Would have broke down, and then you would have the flip, and then come down to this low. I would have taken that trade. And I think around here, I probably would not have traded because it's like almost 11 a.m. Central, which is like 12 Eastern. So it's like lunchtime. And so, I'm usually done by that time. And so that was the day. I think in hindsight, I kind of sometimes I'm thinking to myself I shouldn't come in with the bias. I was clearly had the long bias right out the gate, the way that it opened. I think this was a great pullback level, and just could have rode that all the way to previous day high, to be honest, or even to at least here, right, until the clouds started turning red, and then could have taken it off for a nice win there. But all in all, a nice long scalp here, nice long scalp here. This short took some heat, averaged in, followed my plan. My risk was defined already, so it was within my risk and everything. So yeah, that's what it is. I guess we'll see what tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but next week brings. We'll look at the charts later again, but we are breaking out on the daily, so that's amazing. So let's just see what happens. All right. Thank you.